Hello and welcome to this webinar, which is about how to submit a resolution for the National Indian Council on Aging. And just so you're aware, that this workshop is instructional in nature. Welcome, Desiree. And it is meant for NICOA members. Only NICOA voting members can submit resolutions. So please keep that in mind. We're going to record this session and make it available for people's use afterwards as well. And we want to say at the top, the main takeaway is if you have an idea that you'd like to prepare as a resolution, we'll be glad to provide technical assistance. And if you let us know, we will be happy to help you. The deadline is coming soon. Which is July 28th, which I believe is a week from now. Let's see, it is next Friday. So please keep that in mind. What happens once you submit the resolution is they are passed on to a resolution committee and they will review everything. And then if they decide on which ones will be shared with the NICOA voting membership at the conference in September, as you know, the NICOA conference is being held in Cherokee, North Carolina, and that's from September 25th through 29th. At that time, an opportunity is provided to have open discussion, and then a vote is taken again by the voting members to adopt the resolution or reject it. Other terminology that you can hear are that the resolution passed, it failed, or was tabled. I think those are the three main things that can happen. In general, a definition of a resolution is that it's an official expression of the opinion or will of a legislative body. The practice of submitting and voting on resolutions is a typical part of business in Congress, state legislatures, student government associations, and in this case, our nonprofit organization. The idea behind a resolution is to express consensus opinions of the NICOA membership. And those tend to be about policy matters that affect the welfare and rights of American Indian and Alaska Native communities. The purpose of the resolution is to create an official stance for our organization, to allow voices to be heard, and hopefully to create change. It's not the same thing as a law. It has a different purpose, and it is limited usually to a specific issue. Because NICOA is a 501c3 nonprofit and is governed by the rules of the Internal Revenue Service, there's lots of activities that we have to, rules and regulations we have to adhere to in order to be in compliance with that 501c3 status. And there are, I think, 5 different sections in the Internal Revenue Code that we have to be aware of and comply with. Resolutions, I believe, would fit into our concept of advocacy. Advocacy is a public support or recommendation for a particular cause or policy. Advocacy can shape public debate about issues that affect our elders. And I guess when you're thinking about something that could be a resolution, think about things that affect your elders and decide that if this is a problem that's unique to your community, or if it might impact all Native communities and has that possibility for wider influence. If you observe a problem and you think it could be universal for people in Indian country, then that's the kind of thing that might fit as a resolution for the National Indian Council on Aging. And as you're deciding about this, think about it, talk to others, gather their input, talk to elders, people that work in the area that you're interested in, do some research and gather reliable resources to find information, data, and statistics about how many people are impacted by the issue, because that can make a difference in making your case. Yeah, so I think what we want to do now is take you to the links that have been provided on our webpage. And Kayla, I don't know if everyone can see those links that you've posted, but if you wouldn't mind posting them again. Both how to submit the resolution and the background information too. Thanks very much. Let's see. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. Bear with me one second. this looks a little bit different. Oh, here we are. Thank you. All right. And so here's the guidelines and a sample resolution. The number at the top is something that NICOA will assign, and it's probably based on the sequence that we've been using that we've already come up with. And then the next thing you'd want to do is the Code Talker, you come up with a title, which here is the Code Talker Recognition Act. And then all resolutions seem to follow this similar process. They start with a whereas, and they talk about NICOA and explain who we are. And then the next whereas talks about when we were established. And whereas the bills HR 5444 and S 2681 introduced into the U.S. Congress recognize the contributions made by American Indian Code Talkers using their native languages to send coded messages during combat. So this is all the background. All these various whereases are sort of explaining who we are and why we think that this topic is important. Then the real purpose of the resolution comes here, where it says, now therefore be it resolved that NICOA does hereby support the passage of HR 4544 and S 2681 in the 110th Congress, which recognizes the contributions of all American Indian Code Talkers from World War I and World War II. Be it further resolved that this resolution shall be the policy of NICOA until it is withdrawn or modified by subsequent resolution. And then it's certified by the chairman and the secretary of the board of NICOA. So that's a sample resolution, very short. If you want to submit a resolution, you can find the information here on this page. And as we just said, the links are found in the chat at the bottom of the page. So this explains a little bit about the resolution. This picture looks like it was taken at the conference, one of our conferences. And as it says here, voting membership are the ones that do this. And then it provides that sample resolution and the form to submit a resolution. And if you click on these links, NICOA resolutions, it shows you some of the things that, some examples of things that were approved at previous conferences. So we have, for example, support of traditional foods in public facilities, the National Indian Health Board budget recommendations, a youth community project, elder abuse prevention, tribal law order reauthorization, the North Dakota Access Pipeline, the Michigan Pipeline shutdown. Those were in 2016. And then in Phoenix, boy, there's quite a few. Gerontology and geriatric research to benefit AIA and elders and tribes, the Medicaid asset recovery exemption, a National Indian Alaska Native hearing on aging, opposing cuts in Title V funding, comparable equity between Title III state services and Title VI tribal services. And you can see down the line, these are the kinds of things that benefit lots of elders all across the country. Good ideas, perhaps, that one place is doing that we'd like for other people to do, increases in funding requests, and that sort of thing. And then this is the form you'd want to complete to submit your resolution. You can fill the form out online, your name, tribal affiliation, your membership number is required, the title of your resolution, the sponsor, and then the text of the resolution. And again, it would follow that same whereas, now therefore be it resolved format. And then you can upload it as a file as well. Your mailing address, your phone number, email, contact person, and then click submit. And that is pretty much it.